episode 12 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z, sort of.
So on last week's episode, we spun the wheel for Category J, and we got Jubei-chan the Ninja Girl, the Lovely Eyepatch, depending on what version you're watching. It could be either or. It originally was made in 1999. It aired in America in January 2016. Bit of a gap there.
Yeah.
I don't care who made it. I don't care enough to say. Doesn't matter. Pretty trash.
Okay, I mean, we always say all the other ones, and there were other ones that were more trash.
Yeah, but I just finished watching this right as we're doing the podcast.
So you're still a little sour?
The hatred's deep in my gut.
So what do you call a comedy anime that's not funny?
This.
Crap.
Yeah. Now, I was thinking about why it's not funny to us. It could be for a couple reasons. First and foremost, it could just be shit. Which I think it is.
It's also dated.
It is a bit dated. And I'm thinking the comedy in the 90s, and not just that. Because typically there's mangas related. I think there was a manga related to this. The manga would have been 5-6 years before it was the anime aired.
Really? There's a manga to this?
Most animes. I'm going to say 95% of them have a manga. Anyway, if there was a manga, then it would have been even later than the mid to late 90s. So the comedy in Japan in the mid to late 90s.
So this is the first comedy we got.
Yeah, well, on top of that, it could also be cultures, what we find funny, what they find funny. It could also be pop culture, right? There were quite a few jokes that didn't quite make sense.
Oh, no.
And
there was a lot of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, well, that, of course, but there was definitely from that and some other jokes that just didn't quite make sense. It could have been pop culture, right? Which is not going to come over here. It's not going to make any sense.
And this is the one, I mean, it should be obvious. This is the anime that really sold the fact that Japanese are just perverts.
But you know what? It wasn't over the top.
No, well, that's
like, it was always like, oh my god, her boobs, but it's not like her boobs are falling out of her shirt. It's not like there was nudity.
There was no fan service.
Exactly. It really wasn't.
They were so obsessed with that. Although there was one really weird part where, towards the end of the series, where she gets
her dad.
Yeah, with her dad.
Yeah, and she's trying to cool her body off because she's overheated.
She's like burning up. She loses her power. We'll get to that in a minute. But instead of
his way of cooling her off is what's weird.
Is he strips her naked, pretty much strips him down to his boxers, dumps water over himself over and over again, and lays on top of her.
And he's burning himself from her skin.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be like him, a sacrifice moment, and it's just like...
There's been quite a few innuendos of him maybe being attracted to his daughter, which in itself was really fucking weird.
And then when he does, of course, it works, and he cures her, and she wakes up and calls him a pervert.
Easier ways to cool people off.
I know.
Get an ice bath.
But just to accentuate the point, she wakes up and calls him a pervert.
So it's an ongoing thing.
So yeah, it was a little strange. And because you think in the beginning they introduced two love interests for her.
Yes.
But it kind of turns out that no, it's about the daughter and the dad in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So
the only part I liked was the very end, like the last minute or two.
Why? I don't. It's
because throughout the whole series, you find out that her father's wife is either dead or gone.
Yeah,
or
she died because a doctor
There you go. That's why he hates doctors.
Diagnosed his wife.
Well. He's been lonely. He's looking for someone. And towards the last few episodes, he finds someone. The one ninja chick. Whatever. Yeah,
the one assassin chick. We'll get to the premise in a minute.
Well, yeah, at the very end, the reason why I like it so much is because she's got a husband. And he's like, what husband?
Yeah.
What husband?
She's had a husband the whole time.
He didn't know that.
Oh, I know.
And I love that. It crushed his soul.
I knew the joke was coming from episodes ago, but... I guess
they even commented on that. The three jokesters, the one that looks like a mix between Goku and Ash, Ketchum. They right after that happened, there was a scene where they looked at her husband and they were like, "Huh, I think I've seen him before." It was from very early on in the series.
Right. So, I guess we should start at the beginning, even though we jumped.
Sure, feel free.
So, what's the premise?
The premise is. 300 years ago, I believe, right? There was two samurai ninja type dudes fighting each other. Jubei, whatever.
Jubei, and
the one guy wins, and he puts all his sword moves and powers or whatever into this weird heart eye patch.
Yeah, but it starts out like it's gonna be like an actual samurai.
For the I mean, although poorly animated in the beginning, it definitely
it's
looked
a 90s anime, but
basic 90s.
Yeah, so I mean, but it was an actual anime fight in the beginning.
Yeah, like there were two samurai dudes going at it. Well, the one guy won, but
and then everything goes to hell.
Yeah, he's still dying or whatever. So he puts his powers, his sword moves into a eye patch, gives it to his disciple. His disciple has to find someone worthy of it with a bosom or whatever, right? Bonbons, something
like
that.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, something like that.
Some stupid.
300 years later, this guy finds him.
Hold on. The eye patch. I didn't understand the eye patch. One, it's shaped in a heart.
For some reason.
But it looks like a piece of plastic. That's not an eye patch.
Well, I mean, anything's an eye patch if you put it on your eye.
It's a piece of cloth that goes around your eye.
Anything's an eye patch if you cover your eye with it. You patch your eye.
It looked like a necklace, honestly.
It really did look like a necklace.
That they just wrapped around their head. It was really stupid. Anyway, so yeah, the disciple of the guy who put his power into an eye patch survives for 300 years somehow.
They don't explain it.
and gives the eye patch to what is she? 14, 11?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Somehow she's extremely developed for her age.
I don't know. That happens from time to time. That doesn't surprise me. And besides, it's Japan.
Yeah, definitely Japan.
So. Yeah, and then, of course, they start off, they introduce all the characters, and then there's two love interests. One's completely pointless.
Yeah, the jokester, right?
He's pretty much comic relief. He's got, like, two monkey sidekicks.
Yeah. One's named Ozaru, which is clearly a take from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But the main guy, I forget his name, but he looks like a mix between Goku and Ash Ketchum.
Yep. It's Kizaru and Uzuru.
Yeah, Uzuru.
So... those are the two. And they're just completely throwaway joke characters.
Yeah.
They
have their own theme song every time they're on screen.
Bantaro is in love with the main protagonist. Her name is Jiyu Nano, and she's the...
Jubei-chan.
Yagure
Jubei. Whatever.
Yagure Jubei.
They said their names, just the Yagure Jubei part, over and over.
You would think we would know it.
And over.
You would think we would know the name. And they also explain about 14,000 times that her name, she's not Yage Jubei. Her name comes from shortening her name and combining it with something.
Yeah, Yue or whatever. So
it's all played for jokes, and it's not funny. But
yeah, it's not funny to us, at least.
But it's supposed to
I can't imagine it's going to be funny to any of you.
So
don't watch it. It's a hard pass.
So, yeah, so she gets the eye patch. And it has powers, and then the main antagonist, who is a twin of the other love interest, the main love interest, I guess, and he starts sending assassins after her, and it's all a big joke.
None of it's really
She has a Sailor Moon transformation scene every episode.
But again, not as revealing as you'd think it'd be for something like this. You'd think it would be trying to show a lot of skin or something.
Nope.
Not the case.
Not at all, but she turns into an adult.
Yeah, she turns into an adult.
And fights these assassins one by one. You think she kills them, she doesn't kill them. The sword just turns them into good guys.
Yeah, what the hell? What's with that? The sword doesn't actually hurt people.
I don't know.
It just whatever's causing them to be evil, whatever's causing them to come after her is relieved.
And then there was two assassins. One was the girl that the dad fell for, and then her husband. And she tried to rip the eye patch off.
Yeah, and put it on herself. That didn't work out.
And that didn't work out.
Jubei-chan.
And that's where
she got sick, right?
She got sick. And
Jubei was ripping the eye patch off.
When she got sick and she passed out in a comment, that's where it got the most revealing, because they showed her in the adult form holding her in
that was weird.
Younger adult, and they were both naked for some reason.
Yeah.
Then, there's not really much to say.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, it's just
there's a guy at the end. They fight and she wins.
Well, because why is there always an evil spirit that possesses?
Always.
And
they're very spiritual over there.
Well,
there's a lot of praying. There's a lot of gods. There's a lot of spirits.
Yeah. Well, there's an evil spirit that possesses the. Well, they defeat the main antagonist, which is the main love interest is his twin, and then you think it's over, but no, because earlier the other twin, the good twin, got hurt by stabbed, and he was saved by an old man who turned out to be the evil spirit who possesses him, and then he becomes the bad guy. And then they defeat him, and then the dad becomes the bad guy.
Yeah. And then she cuts him.
He
doesn't get hurt.
And then neither one of them get hurt. And the two samurai spirits, because Yaga Jubei...
Yeah, the spirits passed on.
Yaga Jubei is a spirit within the eye patch. And they kill each other, essentially, the two spirits. Yeah. And then it's over.
Yeah, it's pretty much over. And then what we were saying earlier with the assassin's husband, all that happened right then. Right after.
And there was a bunch of... The assassins were just comic. There was one that was made like a stupid little cartoon from a comic book. Because it's from a comic book, because they showed them in a comic book in the thing. And there was one with a bunch of ninjas and stuff like that.
There's a sequel to this.
There is a sequel to it. And I don't know how there's a sequel to it, because they kind of tied everything up at the end.
Yeah, I mean, there's no loose ends, really.
I mean,
surprisingly, they did something right.
Yeah, they told a complete story. I'll give them that.
It was complete. I don't know if it's a story.
Well,
all right. So, what are you gonna give it?
3.
3? Yeah, 3.
Well,
that sounds about right.
Because it's not as bad as 801.
No, it isn't as bad.
And it's not as bad as Fantastic Children.
It just was really unfunny, really uninteresting.
Honestly, though,
give me the fan service if you're gonna be that bad.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
honestly, though, it's harmless. It really is.
Oh yeah.
It's harmless. If this is what they show their kids in Japan, I can see why.
It's still good triumphing over evil.
Yeah,
you know?
there's
worse things.
It's definitely a waste of our time, but I can see like a kid liking this, honestly. So, but with that being said,
all right,
this is another short one because
there's just not much to say about something that's mediocrely bad.
Yeah,
it's not so terrible that we want to shit on it.
The last couple have been kind of short, and they've been.
Oh, did you put in the wheel? Did you put the special ones in?
Yeah, they're in there.
Cool. We spoke about those previously.
Yeah, I'm trying to up our odds of getting something good a little bit.
Yeah,
because, but I don't know. This week K has about 1,000. So good luck getting something.
Yeah, there's a lot in K. So little in J, and so many in K.
All right, let's spin the wheel and see what we get.
Go. Koi K's. I have no idea what that is.
I don't know either.
That's a first.
What? That we don't know what it is?
Yeah. Oh, no, maybe not.
No.
Well, you know what? Some of them I've been clicking on previously just to look at to make sure they're not sequels or anything.
The first one, 801 TTS, everybody's none of us know what
we
it
had
was.
clicked on it before, though. Before we spun.
Did we?
Yeah. So at the very least, we saw the box art for it.
Well, see, you normally do the typing into the wheel, but
not today.
Not this time. So I didn't do the proper research, I suppose.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll see you later.
Have a good one. Next episode, Koi K's.
Yep, talk to you later.